Alright, two subjects, both kind of semi-drama subjects, I suppose, but just the personalities of YouTube kind of stuff. Pyrrho and FakeSagan in this episode of how the YouTube turns. Should turn that light off, right? Yeah, so videos look a little better, I noticed. I notice things sometimes. After years of doing this, you acquire some knowledge of the function. Yeah, it only takes about 10 years. Anyway, I do plan on doing some things soon, maybe. Yeah, but it just ain't gonna happen yet. I'm gonna go back to making some physics videos. Yeah, I do the physics stuff on the other computer, so if I don't turn it on, I don't do physics. Kind of funny. Anyway, I've just been busy with this. It's sucks up all the extra time. So anyway, Pyrrho. Alright, so he's made a couple of response videos, really difficult, the live roomy thing, talk, blah, 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 blah. And I watched just a little bit of it, and I just saw one line where he says this stupid shit like I said like 5 or 6 years ago. And it was in the conversations with people who did actually make some contribution to my ability to see the world, like the modern mystic. Those conversations with Nick were productive in terms of coalescing ideas into understanding, where I have had no conversation with Pyrrho that has ever done any of that. He has only been an irritant. Anyway, and so he said basically he's got this throwaway line now that he just says something stupid like, yeah, I probably taught you that. The idea that learning is evidence of sensation being present. Now clearly this didn't come from Pyrrho, and clearly it was a thought that I had developed over time in how you can recognize the dividing line that would indicate how you can what evidence there would be, what footprints would be left behind by something you could surmise to be sentient. And I concluded that this is one of those pieces of evidence, that a capacity to learn would be important, because I realized that learning, no matter how I try to manufacture it, it needs a reward and punishment system if it's not just a mechanical program. So if it's going to do true learning, like an AI, and then part of the understanding came from thinking about artificial intelligence and how it could possibly mimic the function of a human, because so much of what we acquire as knowledge is dependent on the fact that we do have knowledge of, very personal knowledge of good and evil, in the sense that we experience it as sensations. We know what value is because we make it inside of our consciousness. Anyway, so I just found that so obnoxious. I'm just sick of his throwaway lines. He's constantly taking credit for shit he had nothing to do with. And again, I'll just state for the record, if somebody can find some video moment, some moment in all the stick cams and all the live rooms and all the video interactions where Pyrrho ever said anything that you think informed me or enlightened my philosophy, I'll shake your hand cyberly. Maybe I'll offer a reward. What the hell, right? It ain't gonna happen, right? $100, $200, because it ain't gonna show up. Pyrrho's been nothing but an irritant. This constant struggle to get him to accept just the most basic of ideas, and to accept the consequences of those ideas, and he's still evading them all over the place. I mean, he's conceding to, well, it is fucked up that nature's so cruel, and blah, blah, blah. No, well, yes, this idea of, incarcerating animals and tormenting them just for our service is all fucked up, but blah, 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 and like we're somehow going to fix all this stuff, and we're not going to fix it. You're certainly not going to fix nature. And so this is, it's a non-starter of an argument. He just wants to keep defending life, and he'll never, I don't think he's answered the direct question, but I don't know, I'm not going to go looking through all that slop to find it. I'm done with him. He's it's just been a colossal waste of my fucking time. I feel my conversations with Anna Konovat have been more fruitful, and that's that's going pretty fucking low to find somebody lower than that. But in truth, Pyrrho's wasted a hell of a lot more of my time. So, fuck you. Really, I'm done. Anyway, you know, it's never going to make a video about anything that matters, ever. This will never make one coherent. Anyway, just shit talker. Alright, so now the FakeSagan thing, which is just as much of a waste of time. You know, he just won't concede anything, any part of reality either. So I guess I'll just start with the Trump thing. Like, you know, I think he's starting to feel like an asshole, and so now he's defending, you know, rationalizing. And so his excuse for voting for Trump is Obama didn't do anything for poor people because he didn't give more welfare. You know, it's not like and he was supposed to do exactly what? You know, I mean, theoretically, where we have preposterous debt, politically there's no will to raise taxes. I would have argued that he should have done it in his first 2 years, and you're exactly right that he wasted his opportunity. But obviously after the first 2 years, he didn't have a Congress that was going to let him do anything. So you can blame Obama, and I'm saying go ahead. He didn't do anything great, but he certainly wouldn't have defended something like lowering wages and cutting service programs, which Obama didn't do. It's just that the growth of the number of people, you know, obviously there's a lot of people now having welfare babies, there's more of them. More than 50% of the kids born end up on food stamps. A lot of poor people having poor kids, and that's not too fucking good. So obviously there's limited number of resources, have to stretch over more people. So yeah, that's a problem. And I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying he shouldn't have done something. I'm just saying if you think Donald Trump has any plan whatsoever to give out more welfare, you got to be out of your fucking mind. And if you think he thinks a minimum wage is a good idea, you're also out of your fucking mind. So your rationalizations are bullshit. A poor man voting for Donald Trump, you can declare him a fucking idiot. He didn't think very hard. A billionaire who's gotten his $1 billion through every chicanery and connivery possible, every bit of nepotism and elitism. He's never, you know, he doesn't even have rich friends, let alone poor ones, you dumbass. He couldn't be, well, anyway, this is, you know, somebody asked me to make some more Trump videos and, you know, blah, 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 but, you know, later, but I will do that. I mean, you can't even, I mean, it's like a nuclear bomb, you know what I mean? You could play the movie of the nuclear bombs over and over and over again. They have a magnificence in terms of they're just spectacular. And it's even like fail videos on YouTube. Some of them are just spectacular. You know, I think it's evil to put that shit up, but I mean, they're spectacular fails. And Trump is a spectacular fail. I mean, it deserves a monumental video of just displaying the preposterous fail that is America in electing Donald Trump president. It's a spectacular fail. Anyway, all right. So the other part of FakeSagan. So he's just, you know, rambles on. I mean, I can't. These videos are becoming unwatchable. I mean, you know, somebody I liked it. Just, you know, I guess you could take his slow storytelling when you knew it was going to have some sort of, you know, I'm going to shove a hot poker up a Christian's ass kind of thing. But when it's just this bibble and babble about shit I just couldn't give a rat's ass about. Yeah, I mean, I had him up to twice speed, you know, and he sounded quite normal speed. That's how he's getting a little slow, and you know, with age, he's talking a little bit slow and such. You know, anyway, but so you know, just difficult. So he makes a 4-hour video. Well, you know, whatever, 30-minute video on e-begging, and it's just like, well, why don't you just get to the point? Just say, okay, I'm dead broke. I really have been broke for a long time. I'm living in shit. I might as well, you know, make videos for money, or at least ask for money or something, and all that kind of crap. And I got nothing against that. I mean, I have a donate button on my website, and I do get a few $100 a year. I mean, this year was like the best year ever. And certainly helps. I mean, it's just goddamn great. You know, I'm going to buy myself a couple of Christmas presents. I mean, they'll be used junk, because I always just buy junk, you know, broken things, and then hey, it works. You know, you fiddle with it a little bit, and, you know, so that makes me happy. It makes me happy to fix something that's broken. You know, I know it's, you know, in the long run, I don't know whether it's terribly practical, because I always have shit like my computers that are failing and breaking and shit, and you gotta, you know, tie everything together. But somehow it just feels good to have a $50 computer that actually works. Most of the time. But anyway, that's a side subject. Yeah, Pyrrho, so you even made some comment about my clothes. Well, where do you buy your clothes? Hey, asshole, I haven't bought clothes. Yeah, I didn't buy them. Somebody bought them for me at one of those thrift stores for $5. A couple pairs of denim jeans. You know, used. But yeah, I haven't bought clothes in like 20 years. I've never bought clothes, to tell you the truth. I mean, I'm not never. I mean, I haven't bought clothes in so long. You have to go all the way back to when I was employed. But yeah, I don't buy clothes. I take other people's garbage. Everything I own is somebody else's garbage. I don't own a piece of clothes. Well, okay, no, technically wrong. I bought a bunch of underwear, like, you know, 10 years ago, from China. So yeah, I did buy it from China, because it was cheap, because I have to buy cheap. But anyway, yeah, so that's, you know, but I don't buy clothes, asshole. Well, you know, technically underwear, swimwear, same difference, you know. But anyway, but obviously I don't wear that too much anyway, so it doesn't matter. Just about never. Anyway, but yeah, just, you know, who needs these kind of stupid conversations with jackasses? Fuck them. I can live without them. All right, so back to FakeSagan. So anyway, so in this story, he's talking about this stupid crap with the money. Why'd you give away your Bitcoin money if you're so broke? This guy's apparently got a kid too, but apparently the kid is, you know, he bastarded a kid or whatever with some chick who's got money. So I guess his kid's safe. But yeah, this, you know, these people are just such. This is such ragged living. And oh yeah, but they're just going to keep defending it. Life is great. You know, living like a fucking parasitic tick, with, you know, a broken leg. You're fucking ticks with broken legs. You're really pieces of shit, and you're sitting there still defending it. Yeah, life is great. Life is great. I like being a parasitic organism with 3 broken legs. Fuck. Well, anyway, so he's going into this whole spiel about, well, you got to do it. You know, gotta. What he says. You know, yeah, not on my watch. He used that terminology. It's not going to happen on my watch. You know, the whole Stephanie thing. And then he says a line about, well, poor people shouldn't be giving money to poor people, because he wouldn't take Tommy from the Bronx, who's going to send him an old laptop. And he was like, no, no, no. I don't think he wanted it, because he's like an Apple guy, so he wants his little Apple. You know, maybe it wasn't the right. Maybe Tommy's wasn't an Apple. Anyway, so where's it going with this? Yeah, poor people shouldn't give to poor people. And I mean, he's still under this delusion that the money he gave had something to do with somebody's poverty, and had something to do with the fact that this poor girl couldn't get this surgery if it wasn't for all you people coming to the rescue. And we know that's not the fucking truth. Jesus Freak doesn't have any financial problems. He's not poor. He's probably living in a paid-off home. He's probably doesn't even have a fucking mortgage, and you people gave him money. You poor people gave the rich man money. And he won't even fess up to that's what fucking went down. Okay? You didn't give money to desperate poor people who have no choice and no options, and the system has abandoned them, and blah, 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 blah. That didn't fucking happen. You can almost see it in Jesus Freak because he started to feel fucked up when he started taking your money and Brett Keene's money because he knew, holy shit, this is pretty fucking sinful. I'm taking money from people I'm 100 or 1,000 times richer than. I mean, it's just fucking stupid. And you just won't admit you got duped. And then he says that he knows these people are out there, these people who don't need money or e-begging, and so it's not like he didn't have knowledge of that truth. And why did he assume that Jesus Freak was in poverty and desperate, and that this couldn't happen without you? And then this whole thing about whether this should even happen now anyway is a whole subject people could argue about. Whether you should be doing this kind of shit. You should let teenagers decide. Let's go have some major surgery. It's fun. It's not going to change the course of your entire life. No. When maybe all she needs is parents who probably don't get hysterical over things like this and probably could explain to her that, hey, there's lots of advantages. And it really just couldn't matter in most cases, especially in the Christian framework. It really shouldn't matter at all. A good Christian boy shouldn't really give a shit. But anyway, I won't go into the full fuck pouch thing again, but I just mean the fact that Jesus Freak ran a con and you still won't even admit it. I mean, damn, fuck. And you're calling this not on my watch. You're still thinking you jumped on a grenade for a good cause. No, you jumped on a grenade because somebody duped you. I mean, they suckered you. They sold your fucking arms and blown off legs at the fucking, on eBay and made money. They just suckered you. Anyway. So what else? So, yeah, it's probably enough. I don't need to drag that out. And so, yeah, it's just basically the stupidity of poor people. And FakeSagan's just falling right into the role of the poorer he gets, the dumber he gets. I guess that's how it works for most people. Frankly, poverty enlightened me. It made me a much smarter person. Much more capable of seeing the world for what it is. So anyway, I don't think there's anything else to point out. Yeah, I don't think so. Let's see, Brett Keene did a video on depression, but that just seems like more sort of self-serving mush. Me and the amazing atheist Paul's ego are, I've got these depression issues. I think everybody on the internet has depression issues. It's like the people on the internet are poor and underemployed. That's why they're on the internet. I mean, people with a life wouldn't be watching these asshole videos. I mean, your asshole videos. They might watch mine because, of course, they're really great. But, yeah, they wouldn't watch any of this other tripe. Unless they're drunk or stupid. Yeah, what else is there to say? Yeah, I mean, it's just all kind of dismal, but, it's just so difficult to think about what exactly, if you could actually see what's watching your videos, just be able to see the panorama of it, all the donut and pizza eaters, or whatever it is, just all the pitiful losers. Sometimes it just feels that way. It just feels like there just isn't. It really is nobody who's really, got the engines running. They're all got a clunker. It's all a bunch of lemons out there. It's just the comments are just so stupid. You make whole videos talking. I mean, it's like Pyrrho saying I supported Trump in some way when I couldn't have been more anti-Trump. I was. I just couldn't have been. I don't think anybody reasonable could imply that I ever said one positive thing about a Trump in any way. And then these other assholes. I mean, you make channels called Fair Economics. You argue about an earned economy, and then they talk to you like you're a communist or a socialist. And, what? Where did you get that? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're just so stupid. It's just quite depressing, that you just say things quite directly, and you watch the comments, and you're just like, how the fuck could that asshole say that? That stupid motherfucker. And I do block them, and I do, I do delete their comments here and there, and I just say, oh, fuck that, fuck that. But I mean, it's like, seems kind of futile, just so depressing. But anyway, I shall endeavor to persevere. Yeah. And as stated previously, that I don't really have a choice, so I must endeavor to persevere. And so I will continue, but I'm just going to start looking for something more rational to argue with, because Anaconavad, it's just, it's a brick wall. He's never going to, even for the sake of argument, he cannot modify one of his loopholes, because he knows if he modifies the loophole and accepts the existence of something called reasoning and intelligence and knowledge, then he has to accept that the rational conclusion is you don't play stupid games. You just don't. It's smart things don't play dumb, and they don't pretend to be retards just so they can eat poo. It's not a good enough accomplishment. Eating poo is not enough of an accomplishment to pretend we're retarded to do it. So if the retards actually could do something productive, well, then maybe you'd have a game. But they really can't, so blah, blah, blah. So he has to he's too smart. He's smart enough to know that he can't weave a rational defense of any of this bullshit. And it's kind of like Matt, the Thou Art That guy, because he went total loop-de-loo, totally out into, the midst of completely made-up silly putty, because he knows that, if he stays rationally grounded and accepts the truths that are quite obvious, they don't lead to, oh, we're so special and we're so super and everything we're doing is so cool. No, it leads to, this is a fucked up, stupid, competitive game that can only make body parts to sell on eBay. It just can't do anything good. Just can't. So yeah. But I mean, there's no point. You can't argue with people who are just going to come up with irrational defenses for everything. And Pyrrho's in the same category. He keeps projecting the shiny bird's nest on a hill. Like someday he's going to actually build a real bird's nest before he tells everybody to start laying eggs. And it's just that bird nest is never going to get built. And the eggs are just going to keep falling down the cliff and breaking, and the little chicks are all going to die and get eaten by maggots. And, he just has no plan at all, but just keep knitting band-aids, keep knitting band-aids. Ugh, horrible. Sorry, I mean, this is a little depressing, I guess, but, it's a little depression with your drama. It's okay. But anyway, FakeSagan. I mean, there's a point where you're just saying, "Oh, fuck this shit," And I'm sort of I'm at the fuck this shit kind of point. So maybe he's going to do some kind of really great video. But I just can't imagine what it be, because everything he believes in, I think, is absolute tripe and mush. So maybe he's going to make a beautiful tribute video to Jeebus or something. But he's kind of fucked, because even if he went with like the Lord's Prayer or something, he'd be fucked up, because he's it's all that whole you got to stay married and shit, and your kid's a bastard, and your wife's an adultery. I mean, your ex-girlfriend is now an adulterer, something like that. So they're all doomed to hell. So your kid's going to hell. Sorry, but that's your own religion kind of mandates it. Fuck this shit. This is just too silly. It really is too silly. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, Brett Keane and, faking his religion, okay, well, but FakeSagan, I mean, just, I mean, atheists converting is just like, how the fuck could you do that? I mean, how the fuck can you do that? I mean, that's like, going from, like, having sex with Christina Applegate to having sex with I think it's somebody, Donald Trump. It's just so gross. I mean, how can you go there? Ugh. Ew. So anyway. I know there's some other thing I was supposed to comment on, but I gotta do the what the fuck tomorrow, right? So it doesn't, shouldn't waste this. I should just save this for what the fucking or something. Now I'll have to come up with some other kind of crap to what the fuck about. But anyway, till next time and such. So forth and what.